What's up, YouTube? My name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka What Kind of Snatch One, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE World Collab review on highlights. So make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content where I give you guys the full review and not to have my review. Follow my social media down below in the description. Go check out my WWE SmackDown review on highlights I did on the channel. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Now WWE World Collide was a good show for what it was. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Today's WWE World Collide airing June 7th, 2025, promised an action-packed night live from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California. The show sees AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo defends his title against American-made Chad Gable. Plus, WWE NXT North American Champion All Eagle Ethan Page will defend his title against NXT Young OG Javon Evans, SmackDown Superstar Ray Phoenix, and AAA World Cruiserweight Champion Laredo Kid in a Fatal 4-Way match. Alright. The show kicks off at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and is available for international fans on streaming platforms like Netflix. Ringside News will provide live match by match updates and highlights throughout the night. Stay tuned to this page refresh for the latest results as the action unfolds and join the conversation in the comments below. Alright, WWE AAA World Collides results 6/11/25 live match updates and highlights. The show opens up with a video package narrated by WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio. Corey Graves then welcomes us to the show and narrates the arrivals of WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, Stephanie McCurry and Lola White, Shaq Gable in a backstage shot of El Hijo del Vikingo. Corey Graves is then shown at the broadcast desk with colors commentator Conan, who recalls the original World Collides event, which was headlined with Perry Aguel. The AAA team then checks in from another desk at ringside. Alright, the chief content officer Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and AAA president Marcela Pina is standing in the ring with some luchadors. Deidre Barada then performs the Mexican national anthem, and Lillian Garcia performs the American national anthem. Alright, WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio then makes his way down to the ring after everyone else clears out. Rey Mysterio then looks down at the AAA and WWE logo, and they are in the middle of the ring. Rey Mysterio asks the fans how they are doing. Rey Mysterio says 31 years ago they held the first win worldwide collide. Rey Mysterio then takes about eventually becoming part of the WWE roster. Rey Mysterio then says he thought Lucha Libre will only be seen in Mexico, but he is blessed and honored to be a part of the Lucha Libre revolution. Rey Mysterio then says the entire world will be available to see the one thing he fell in love with as a kid, and that is Lucha Libre. Alright. Mr. Iguana Octagon Jr. and Ariel Star then makes their way down to the ring for the first match of the PLE. Les Dorado, Cus Del Toro, and Dragon Lee then follows, and we see Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio in the crowd watching the action. So we get a six-man tag team match. WWE Raw, LWO, Dragon Lee, and Cruz Del Toro, and WWE NXT Lance Dorado and versus AAA Octagon Jr. Ariel Star, and Mr. Iguana. This six-man tag team match. This was a good six-man tag team match. I enjoyed this match too. The match starts off with Octagon and Del Toro, and both men shake hands. They then lock up, but Del Toro trips Octagon and follows it up with a shoulder tackle. Octagon then pins Del Toro, but Del Toro kicks out. Iguana and Dorado then tags in, and Dorado hits a kick on Iguana. Dorado then nails Iguana with a strike, but Iguana plays dead. Dorado then gets him back on his feet, but Iguana nails him with an arm drag and grabs his Iguana out of the corner. He then hits a second arm drag on Dorado, but Dorado returns the favor. Ariel Star and Dragon Lee then tag in and shake hands. with one another before locking up. Dragon Lee then nails Aerial Star with a shoulder tackle, but Aerial Star looks to hit a Hurricane on Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee then lands on his feet, but Aerial Star hits him with an insecurity from the apron and follows it up with a tornado off the ropes. Aerial Star then sends Dragon Lee out of the ring, and Octagon and Iguana his simultaneous Hurricanes on Jotaro and Dorado. They then take flight. They then take flights to land on the two men on the outside and Aerial Star follows suit to take down Dragon Lee. Aerial Star then sends Dragon Lee back inside the ring and climbs to the top rope. Then looks to hit a frog splash on Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee then gets his knees up and pins Aerial Star, but Aerial Star kicks out. Del Toro then tags in and nails Aerial Star with a back elbow, then follows it up with a springboard hurricane. Dorado then tags in and hits a variation of splash on the Aerial Star, then follows it up with a long blower and goes for a pin. Aerial Star then kicks out. Iguana and Del Toro then tags in and takes turns trying to pin one another. Del Toro eventually pins Iguana, but Iguana kicks out and sends Del Toro crashing into the mat. He then grabs his pet Iguana from the corner once again, but Dorado hits an elbow drop and a moonsault on Iguana's pet. Iguana then gets fired up and hits a head scissors on Dorado. Dragon Lee, Del and Dorado then takes turns throwing around Iguana's pet Iguana. He hits a triple super kick on Iguana. Del then pins Iguana, but Aerostar breaks the fall. Dorado then sends Aerostar out of the ring, then tags in as Octagon tags on his side. Dorado then hits a Hurricane on Octagon, but Aerostar nails Dorado with a cutter. Dragon Lee then takes out Aerostar with a super kick, but Iguana nails him. Del Toro then hits a drop kick on Iguana off the top rope, and Aerostar flies over the top to nail Dragon Lee with a on the outside. Del Toro then hits a tornado off the top ropes to nail Aerial Star and Iguana, and Octagon exchange shots with Dorado inside the ring. He then follows it up with the Inseguri and sends Dorado crashing into the mat with the moonsault fallaway slam combination for the win. The winner of the six-man tag team match, AAA's Octagon Jr., Aerial Star, and Mr. Iguana. This was a good six-man tag team match. Alright. After the match, Dominic Mysterio grabs a microphone and says he can see that Octagon is a big Rey Mysterio fan. He then says that he's forgotten that Rey Mysterio is a deadbeat father and reminds him that he holds the Intercontinental Champion. Dominic Mysterio then shows Octagon, but Octagon drags Dominic Mysterio inside the ring. And he dragged Dominic but Octagon drags Dominic into the ringside area. Dominic Mysterio then delivers some right hands on Octagon, but officials pulled the two apart. Alright, it says right here. We then get so it's official. We're gonna get 5 matches at Money in the Bank. So it's gonna be Dominic Mysterio defends his Intercontinental Championship against Octagon Jr. So it's gonna be 5 matches at Money in the Bank. We then get a video package on the late AA founder Antonio Pena. The narrow speaks in Spanish while English subtitles are used. Corey Graves then asks Conan what this event means. Conan says it was an emotional moment. Conan then thanks the WWE for giving the AAA the platform. Miss Miss Car Miss Carita Sagrada and Leighton Lover are the show in a crowd. Musical performance that Mexican QOT is also shown. Alright, let's move on. We did head back to where Legado del Fantasma is being interviewed by Chewy Martinez, and they are asked how they will get it done tonight. Berto says they are ready for war. Angel then says they are the legacy. Santino, not Santino. Santos then says the WWE logo means something. Santos then says Lucha Libre can only be represented by his family. Santos then says he is the commandant of the family, and he will prove to the world who owns the Lucha Libre universe. Alright, Dales and Chick Tormenta then makes their way down to the ring for the next match of the PLE, and Lola Vice and Stephanie Cure follow, and we see both WWE Women World Champion El Sky and WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton in the crowd. So we get a tag team match: Raw Dark Angel Stephanie Cure and WWE NXT Lola Vice versus AAA Del, Days Dales and Chick Tormenta. And this was a fun tag team match. The match started off with Stephanie McCure and Dales, and both women lock up. Dales then changes in a submission on Stephanie McCure, but Stephanie McCure rolls up Dales. Dales then kicks out and tags in Tormenta. Stephanie McCure then hits a suplex on Tormenta and then tags in Lola Vice. Tormenta then gets Stephanie McCure up on her shoulders, but Stephanie McCure escapes. Lola Vice then trips Tormenta with a drop toe hold that sends her crashing into the ropes. But Tormenta trips Lola Vice and transitions into a half Boston Crab. Lola Vice then nails Tormenta with her Hurricanrana and a couple of kicks on her. Upquay Dele what's it, Dell's. They said Dell's then tags back in, but Lowbus delivers some rapid fire kicks on her and hits some hip attacks on her and Tormenta in a point in the opposite corner. Lowbus then chances in an arm submission on Delays, but Dell's transitions into a pinfall and Lowbus kicks out. Dells then hits a Falcon arrow on Lola Weiss and tags Tormenta back in. Tormenta then hits an uppercut on Seth Mercury in the corner, then hits a dropkick on her spine. Dells then tags back in and hits a body slam on Lola Weiss, then follows it up with an elbow drop and sends Lola Weiss into the corner. Stephanie Mercury then tags in and hits a forearm on Dells when she changed her charge at her. Then hits a crossbody off the top rope and sends an interfere Tormenta head bouncing off the three of the turnbuckles. She then hits a dragon screw on Dells and goes for a pin, but Dells kicks out. Stephanie Mercury and Dells then exchange shots with one another, and Lola Vice nails Tormenta with the interfering kick. Stephanie Mercury and Lola Vice then hits a double devil's kiss on Dells as and Tormenta and Lola Vice flies off the apron to land Tormenta on the outside. Dales then gets Stephanie Cure up on her shoulders, but Stephanie Cure rolls up Dales. Dales then kicks out, but Stephanie Cure hits a package pile driver on her for the win. The winner of the tag team match, WWE Raw's Dark Angel, Stephanie McCure, and WWE NXT's Lola Vice. This was a fun tag team match. After the match, Vero Rodriguez is in the ring to interview Lola Vice and Stephanie Cure. Lola Vice says she is happy to be able to represent her culture and she puts over Stephanie Cure. Stephanie Cure then asks if she is ready for Money in the Bank. Stephanie Cure says she will be Miss Money in the Bank. We never know. Stephanie Cure might win Money in the Bank this year, but we never know. But we'll see. We'll see. Chad Gable is then interviewed by Chewy Martinez, and he is asked about some of the things he has said about Mexican people and fighting Vikingo tonight. Chad Gable says this is like a second home to him. Chad Gable then says the luchadors might have a problem with him, but the people love him. Chad Gable then says he has embraced lucha libre. Chad Gable then says he is a big day because El Grande America is going to win Money in the Bank, and he says he will be the AAA Mega Champion. We then get a video package for the next match of the PLE. Legado del Fantasma speaks first, and then opponents are featured next. All right, Chavo Guerrero Jr. is then showing in the crowd. Conan says he worked with Chavo Guerrero in Lucha Libre and WCW. Someone in a mask named Foles Gone Wild is then shown, but he is misbelieved as the Street Profits, who are the shown in another part of the crowd. Psycho Clown, El Hijo del Hijo D. Dr. Wagner Jr. and Pagano then makes their way down to the ring for the next match of the PLE, and Legado del Fantasma follows. So we get a six-man tag team match. WWE SmackDown Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, and Angel and Berto versus Triple A's El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. And this six-man tag team match, this was right here. This was a this was a pretty good tag team match, pretty good six-man tag team match. All right, the match starts off with Clown offering his hand to Santos Escobar, but Escobar kicks it away. Berto and Wagner Jr. then begin the action, and Wagner Jr. hits a hurricanrana on Berto. Angel then tags in, but Wagner Jr. hits a chop on him and tags in Clown. Clown then nails Angel with a pop-up forearm. Pagano then nails Berto with a flapjack. Pagano then sends Angel out of the ring to join Berto and looks to take flight. But Escobar pulls Berto out of the way and Pagano lands straight onto the floor. Angel then nails Pagano with a kick to his face, and Berto goes for a pin. Pagano then kicks out, but Berto hits a standing moonsault on him and jams his neck in the middle of the rope, using his knee. Escobar then delivers some cheap kicks on Pagano from the apron as Berto distracts the referee. Escobar then tags in and stomps on Pagano's head. Pagano then nails Escobar with a couple of strikes and sends him crashing into the mat. Clown and Barto then tags in, but Clown drapes an interference angel off the top rope, but his knee, by his knee and hits a drop kick on him. He then nails Escobar on the apron and yeah, what is it? Escobar then, I'm sorry, where was I? By his knees and hits a drop kick on him. He then nails Escobar on the apron and hits a Canadian destroyer on Barto. That's what I was. I was caught off guard for a second, but anyway, then we continue. But Escobar and Wagner Jr. tags in. Escobar and Wagner Jr. then exchange chops on one another. But Wagner Jr. hits Escobar and nails Barto with a headbutt. He then nails Dragon Screw, but he hits a Dragon Screw on Angel, and Pagano flies through the middle rope and land on Angel on the outside. Clown and Wagner Jr. then follows suit to land on Escobar and Berto on the outside. All six men then began brawling with one another on the ring, but Angel and Berto pull Wagner Jr. off the ropes with a body slam. Clown then sends Berto crashing into the mat, but Angel hits a moonsault off the middle rope to nail him. Pagano then hits a crossbody on off the top rope, and Wagner Jr. hits a senton off the ring steps to nail Escobar on the other side of the ring. Wagner Jr. then sends Escobar back in the ring and pins him, but Angel breaks the fall. Clown then sends Angel crashing into the mat with a sit-out powerbomb, but Barto nails Clown. Pagano then nails Barto and Wagner Jr. surprise Escobar with a shiny wizard. He then climbs to the top rope, but Escobar pulls him off with the hurricane and goes for a pin. Wagner Jr. then kicks out, then rolls up Escobar. Escobar then kicks out. He hits the Phantom Driver on Wagner Jr. for the win. The winner of the six-man tag team match, WWE SmackDown Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel and Berto. We did that was a pretty good tag team match. We didn't get a video package recapping the AAA when World Collides event from 1994. Conan then speaks in Spanish about working the main event cage match against Pero Aguayo. All right, where is it? Where is it? All right. We then head to the back where Rakino is being interviewed by Vero, Vero Rodriguez, and he is asked about his match against Chad Gable later tonight. Rakino says this is going to fly tonight, and he is ready to defend his title. Damian Priest and Savio Vega are then shown in the crowd, and Blue Demon Jr. is shown in another part of the crowd. We then get a video package looking at the WWE NXT North American Championship match. Devon Evans, Laredo Kid, Ray Phoenix, and Ethan Page then make their way down to the ring for the next match for the PLE. So we get the so we get a WWE NXT North American Championship Fatal 4-Way match. NXT, yeah, WWE NXT All Eagle Ethan Page versus WWE NXT's the young OG Javon Evans versus WWE SmackDown Ray Phoenix and Triple A World Cruiserweight Champion Laredo Kid. This Fatal 4-Way match was this was a good Fatal 4-Way. This was a good Fatal 4-Way match. The match started off with Ethan Page looking to Doug out of the ring. Giovanni Evans then pulls him back in the ring, and nails Page with a double insecurity alongside Ray Phoenix Kid. Then sends Page crashing out of the ring before he hits an arm drag on Giovanni Evans and a hurricane on Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix, I'm sorry, yeah, on Ray Phoenix. Giovanni Evans then nails Kid with a kick to his head, and Ray Phoenix clotheslines him out of the ring. Giovanni Evans then sneaks up behind Ray Phoenix and rolls him up, but Ray Phoenix kicks out. Giovanni Evans then hits an overhead chop on Ray Phoenix and delivers a couple of forearms on him. But Ray Phoenix nails Giovanni Evans with the arm drag and follows it up with a hurricane. Javon Evans then lands on his feet, but Ethan Page pushed Javon Evans and Ray Phoenix into one another. Then he delivers some stomps on both of them. But Kid hits a hurricane on Page. Ray Phoenix then hits a hurricane off the middle rope on Kid, but Page takes down Ray Phoenix with the hurricane. Giovanni Evans then hits a springboard hurricane on Page and drop kicks him out of the ring, but Ray Phoenix nails Giovanni Evans with a kick on his head. Ray Phoenix then flies off the top rope with a moonsault to land on Giovanni Evans and Page on the outside, then flies once again over the top rope to land on Giovanni Evans. Ethan Page and Kid with a tornado. He then sends Ethan Page back inside the ring and takes him down. Giovanni Alves then hits a kick on Ray Phoenix's spine as he teeters on the ropes with Page and joins Ethan Page on the ropes. Kid then nails Giovanni Evans with an enziguri on the apron and joins Ethan Page on the ropes himself. But Ethan Page body slams Kid on the top of Giovanni Evans and hits a forward splash on him. Kid then nails a Machoki driver on Ray Phoenix and sends him crashing into the mat once again. He goes for a pin, but Giovanni Evans breaks the fall. Kid then hits a backbreaker on Giovanni Evans and climbs up the ropes, but Giovanni Evans trips him and hits a springboard German suplex on Ethan Page. Giovanni Evans then hits a top suicide dive. Hits a top suicide dive over the top rope and sends both himself and Page crashing over the top of the announcer desk. Giovanni Evans then nails Ray Phoenix with a spinning springboard kick and in the OG cutter and goes for a pin, but Ethan Page breaks the fall. Ray Phoenix then hits a drop kick on Ethan Page, then walks to the top rope and nails Page with a kick to his face. Ray Phoenix then hits an arm drag on Kid and follows it up with a double stomp on him. He then sends Giovanni Evans crashing into the mat with a slam and goes for a pin. Giovanni Evans then kicks out before Kid. Ray Phoenix and Page exchange kicks with one another, but Giovanni Evans hits a close on Page off the top ropes to take him down. Ethan Page then goes. I'm sorry. Ethan Page then gets Ray Phoenix up for the Eagles Edge, but Ray Phoenix lands on the apron and pulls Kid off with a Spanish fly. Ethan Page then hits an Eagles Edge on him and goes for a pin, but Giovanni Evans flies off the top rope to break the fall. Giovanni Evans hits the OG cutter on Ray Phoenix, but Ethan Page sends Giovanni Evans out of the ring and sends him crashing on top of Ray Phoenix in the process. He then hits a cutter on Kid for the win. The winner of the Fatal 4 match is still the WWE NXT North American Champion, All Eagle Ethan Page. This Fatal 4 match was fed. This was a good Fatal 4 match for the NXT North American Champion. All right, we did get a video package on the Triple Mania, and it said that if WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling, then Triple Mania is the World Cup of wrestling. Conan then says it's Triple A biggest show of the year, and wrestlers lose their masks and hair, and the biggest surprise, Triple Mania 33 will be held on August 16th. We then get a video package setting up the main event. The challenger and the champion are then shown walking in several locations in the backstage area. Gabriel Fluffy Iguasa is the shown in the crowd. Chad Gable then makes his way down to the ring for the main event of the PLE, and El Hydro del Vikingo follows. So we get a Triple A Mega Championship match. Triple A's El Hydro del Vikingo versus WWE Raw's American made Chad Gable. This was a fantastic main event. The match starts off with both men wasting no time and going after each other and locking up. Both men then take turns locking one another in submission holds. But Chad Gable changes an ankle lock on Vikingo. Vikingo then escapes, and Chad Gable looks to fly off the middle rope and then hits a drop kick on Chad Gable off the top, off the ropes, and follows it up with a meteor. That sends Chad Gable crashing to the outside through the middle rope. He then climbs the top rope, then hits a 450 splash to land on Chad Gable on the outside. Banquino then sends Chad Gable back inside the ring and goes for a pin, but Chad Gable kicks out. Chad Gable then grabs the table from under the ring and sets it up as the referee tries to stop him. He then he turns Banquino inside out with a clothesline and sends him back in the ring. He then goes for a pin, but Vikingo kicks out. Chad Gable delivers some right hands on Vikingo, then follows it up with a monkey flip and goes for another pin. Vikingo then kicks out once again, but Chad Gable hits a German suplex and drapes him across the ring off the top rope. He then hits a boot on the side of his head. Then he looks to hit a flying headbutt off the middle rope. Vikingo then hits Chad Gable with a code breaker, then drapes Chad Gable off the middle rope. He hits a double stomp on him off the top rope. He then hits a 450 splash off the middle rope on Chad Gable and goes for a pin, but Chad Gable kicks out. Chad Gable then sends Vikingo crashing into the mat. Then looks to nail a moonsault on him. Vikingo then moves out of the way and climbs up the ropes, but Chad Gable joins him up there and sends Vikingo crashing into the mat, spine first on a variation of the powerbomb. That was a brutal spot. Vikingo then hits a Canadian destroyer on Chad Gable off the apron off the top rope and pins him back inside the ring, but Chad Gable kicks out. That was also a brutal spot right there. Chad Gable then places Chad Gable then plays Rankino on the table he grabbed from under the ring earlier. Then sends him crashing through it with a moonsault off the top rope. Chad Gable and Rankino then deliver open palm strikes on one another, but Chad Gable changes an ankle lock on Rankino. Then he then looks to transition into a German suplex, but Chad Gable nails Rankino with a spinning kick and a reverse hurricane off the top rope. He then hits a meteor on Chad Gable, then climbs back up to the top rope and hits a 630 splash on Chad Gable for the win. The winner, it says the winner of the match and still your Triple A Mega Champion, Triple A's El Hydro del Vikingo. This was a good match right here. After the match, Rankino stands tall and celebrates it as a group of wrestlers from Both promotions entered the ring. Vikingo is then placed on the shoulders of one of the wrestlers, and they all play the hard camera as the show comes to a close. Matches and key moments scheduled for WWE Triple H World Collide on June 7, 2025. Alright. Triple H's Mega Champion match. Triple H's El Hijo Vikingo versus WWE Raw American made Chad Gable. That was a good main event match. WWE North American Championship match. Fatal 4-Way match. WWE NXT All Ego Ethan Page. WWE NXT The Young OG Javon Evans. WWE SmackDown Ray Phoenix. And Triple A World Cruiserweight Champion Laredo Kid. Good Fatal 4-Way match. Tag Team match. WWE Raw, the Dark WWE Raw's the Dark Entrance David Mercury and the WWE NXT Lola Vice and Triple A's Dells and Chick Tormenta. And this was a fun tag team match. Alright. 6-man tag team match. WWE SmackDown Legado del Fantasma Santos Escobar and Andrew Umberto versus Triple A's El Hijo del D. Dr. Ragnar Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. And that was a fun tag team match. 6-man tag team match. Raw, WWE Raw's LW Raw, Dragon Lee, and Cross Del Toro, and WWE NXT Lance Dorado versus Triple A Octagon Jr. and Junior Aerostar and Mr. Iguana. And this was a, I'm also say this was a okay tag team. Not okay, but this was a fun tag team match as well. All right, and WWE World Collide goes off the air. All right, let me give my honest opinion about the show. Now, WWE World Collide was a good show for what it was, and that's all I gotta say. If you guys enjoy my WWE World Collide review and highlights, make sure you guys please will watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel where I give you guys the full review, not the half my review. Follow my social media down below in the description, and I will see you guys. I will see you guys next on my WWE Money in the Bank review and highlights. That's all I gotta say. I want you guys to have a great weekend. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.